The Aam Aadmi Party's top leadership is constantly attacking the Bharatiya Janata Party and centre over the deferring of MCD poll dates announcement. I am joined by Aam Aadmi Party leader and MLA Atishi. I want to understand from you, yet again today you have attacked the centre. What are the basis for making these serious allegations not only against the centre but also Delhi's election commissioner?
See, what we have seen happening in Delhi is unprecedented. That on the day elections were to be announced, a couple of days before election was to be notified, the state election commissioner does a press conference and says that no, I'm not going to announce the dates, the elections are indefinitely postponed. This has never happened in the history of democratic India. So what we are seeing here is the fact that BJP, knowing that it is going to lose MCD elections, is trying to use every trick in the book to actually cancel the MCD elections, postpone the MCD elections. Sources have told us that apparently the PMO is putting pressure on the State Election Commissioner, Mr. S.K. Srivastava. The PMO supposedly has a file on the corruption of the current State Election Commissioner and is threatening him that if he holds the MCD elections right now, then they are going to set all central government agencies upon him and send him to jail. See, this is a very well-established style of the PMO, of putting corrupt officials, vulnerable officials, pliable officials in important positions, and after that manipulating them to make decisions in the way that BJP wants. Our appeal to the State Election Commissioner, Mr. S.K. Srivastava, is that the future of Indian democracy now lies upon your shoulders. If today elections get cancelled or indefinitely postponed, it will set a precedent in the history of democratic India that elections can be called off. Today MCD election is being called off. Tomorrow if BJP is losing a state election, they might call off that election. If BJP is losing the national election, that election can be called off. So today the entire country is watching the State Election Commission of Delhi, and therefore it is important that the State Election Commissioner, Mr. S.K. Srivastava, takes the correct decision in favour of holding MCD elections in a timely manner.
Two questions from you. Number one, the allegations that you're making is very serious in nature, So what is the basis of those allegations? How are you making this claim that the centre, the PMO has a file which includes the details of corruption, alleged corruption that you are talking about? So what's the basis of this particular allegation in the first place?
See, we have been, ever since the elections have been postponed, see, this is a very unusual occurrence that has occurred. And we have been reaching out to different people within the media, within the establishment, within the central government. And now multiple sources have confirmed exactly the same thing, that the screws are being tightened by the PMO in order to ensure that elections don't happen in the MCD.
What sort of corruption allegations are you talking about?
See, these details will come out as and when we move ahead. Okay. But currently our appeal is to the State Election Commissioner that he must rise above this situation and remember the kind of mantle he is holding. It is not a question just of this MCD elections. It is a question of the democracy that we hold in such high esteem. Because if once an election can be postponed, then or indefinitely postponed, then it sets a precedent for any election to be indefinitely postponed.
I get your point, but on one hand you are questioning the integrity of the election commissioner, on the other hand you are also appealing him to hold the elections. How does it work?
Because finally he has the power to hold the elections. Because he is the one who is sitting in that chair of the Commissioner of the State Election Commission, which has to hold this MCD elections. And it is important that he realize that it is not just his own personal future that is at stake, but it is the future of democracy in India that is at stake, because we have seen how different democratic institutions are being undermined one by one by the current dispensation.
One final question, ma'am. We have seen Mr. Arvind Kejriwal holding a press conference and making very serious allegations and again appealing the SEC to hold the elections. We saw similar statements coming from Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, and today yet again you have reasserted your demands. But why have you not approached the court so far? What sort of legal options you are exploring right now?
See, we are exploring all legal options, whether we should go to the High Court, whether we should go to the Supreme Court, whether this matter needs to go to a constitutional bench. And based on the advice, we will soon take a decision about when and how we are going to move the court.
Thanks a lot for speaking to us. So that was Aam Aadmi Party MLA and AAP leader Atishi, where she is saying that Aam Aadmi Party is exploring all legal options to make sure that the MCD elections are held in the state, and they are also making very serious allegations against the State Election Commissioner S.K. Srivastava. With video journalist Deepak Bis, this is Amit Bhardwaj for India Today from Delhi.